That's a good one.
Yeah, it is. I hope it doesn't fall.
We're back with Joy Howard, a mom from Gwinnett County, Georgia, skeptical about getting a COVID-19 vaccine.
I feel like it seems like it's rushed.
She's interviewed one expert so far.
So I guess I'll start with
where she learned about the high effectiveness of the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines, its likely protections against mutations, and why both are considered safe, even though the FDA has only approved them for emergency use. Joy now wants to know who ultimately made sure the vaccines were safe and how they know. Up next, someone who knows a lot about that. He's Dr. Henry Bernstein, a pediatrician in New York, who sits on the CDC Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, or ACIP. It's a group of independent medical experts, not government employees, who reviewed all of the vaccine trial results and then recommended how the vaccines should be administered. We set up a video call for Joy to meet him. Here's Joy.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, how are you?
I am good, Joy. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Thank you for allowing this opportunity for all of us to learn, because that's what's been happening. But I still have questions.
You should have questions. Totally understandable.
The reason why I'm interested in knowing about the virus and the vaccine is because I want to protect my mom.
This is Joy's mom, Betty Jeffries. She's 72 years old and lives with her daughter about half the year. Betty is considered high risk of suffering severe COVID complications because of several health ailments, including diabetes.
But I, of course, want to know more about the vaccine for myself, for my mom, and for my kids.
Dr. Bernstein explains to Joy that the COVID vaccine trials happened in 3 phases. Phase 1 included just a handful of people and the very first time the vaccine is tested in humans. Phase 2 involved testing the vaccine on a targeted population intended to help identify the most effective dosage. The final phase included providing the vaccine to thousands of volunteers to determine whether it's safe and effective.
But every one of those steps need to happen and did happen. It doesn't stop there. What's next after that is that we, the CDC and the FDA, are closely monitoring the whole administration of the vaccine, the safety of the vaccine, how well the vaccines are doing what we expect that they will do based on those studies.
Joy previously learned there's a small chance of infection after getting the vaccine, but she's curious about whether getting the shot could help reduce the severity of symptoms.
What if they got the vaccine? Would it kind of minimize? At that point, is it too late, or will it still be able to kind of minimize some longer, more intensive effects?
The latter.
Okay.
It really should prevent them from having the moderate or severe symptoms and consequences.
After speaking with Dr. Bernstein for nearly an hour in New York,
thank you for your candor.
It's now time for Joy to return to Atlanta with another expert in the hot seat, this time outside the Morehouse School of Medicine on a rainy afternoon.
I'm Lily Emmergluck. I'm actually a pediatrician.
Dr. Emmergluck wears a lot of hats at the medical school. She's a pediatric infectious disease specialist, a population health service researcher, and the principal investigator for the school's participation in the COVID Prevention Network.
I'm a mom of 2 small children.
Joy gets right to work and asks Dr. Emmergluck why some children infected with COVID-19 don't show symptoms.
You know, I'm not sure, but children definitely, number 1, can be infected. Number 2, they can transmit it to other people, especially in their household. So we're actually looking at doing pediatric studies in these vaccine trials because we recognize that the pediatric and adolescent population is a population that hasn't been factored in.
So if children weren't a part of, that population was a part of the trials, should they or will they be able to get the current vaccines that are out?
So no, we start with healthy adult population, and then once we determine that for adult healthy population it works and it's effective and it seems like it's safe, then we move to other populations in the adult side.
It's good to have firsthand information because it can be it's overwhelming. This is very informative.
It's now time to check back in with Joy after her interviews.
I thought they were well informed. They were able to address my questions. That way I'll be able to understand it and digest it later.
More informed, but she's still not ready to make her decision.